Then so after I watched the Video Music Awards, I watched Oprah. Because J.D. told me it was out of control. Oprah's first show.
Oh, that's right. Oprah had her first final show.
Oprah's first show of the last season.
Winfrey, Negro woman from the South.
And her good friend John Travolta came out, who, by the way, has all of my sympathies because he just lost his son, so it's hard for me to goof on him, but he's got to lose that toupee. It's
awful.
I guess he feels more comfortable having a full head of hair, and I get that. I'm more comfortable having I mean, if I had my hair, I don't know what I'd do. But the toupee, it's just not working for him, man. It looks really, really false. And he's a nice-looking guy. He's got a nice face. He can pull off being, bald. But Oprah appears to be very, very close with him.
Yeah, she has odd friends.
But she doesn't ask him a question. They just scream and yell, and then they kiss each other's ass. Like Oprah was like, John, you're my favorite guest. I love you. I love when you're on. There's nobody I'd want on my last show. And then he goes, I love you, Oprah. And then he doesn't say anything, and he just stands there. And then like 3 segments later, Oprah announces this horrible thing to our audience, and they're freaking out. First of all, when Oprah walks out, these women are crying, they're screaming.
Oh, yeah. She has to have a blown-up attitude about herself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her.
Because of what happens every time she sees people. They cry.
I mean, if I was Oprah, I would start to think my shit didn't stink, honestly. I mean, people just kiss her ass. People are so afraid of her and like so impressed with her. In awe. Oh my God, it's like a deity walked out on the stage.
Yeah.
And at this point, she doesn't even have to do much anymore. She didn't lift a finger basically on that show. People just scream. It's really quite odd. And the women are not ashamed to be seen on camera acting like retards. And then,
well, you're in Oprah world.
Yeah, I guess so.
That is okay there.
Yeah, everybody loses themselves. And then, so Oprah announces to this bunch of screaming maniacs that she's taking them out to Australia. And I'm hearing, it sounds like a death sentence. I mean, John Travolta's going to, he's
flying them?
He's flying them.
Oh,
he's a Qantas airline pilot. He comes out in his airline pilot uniform.
He loves that.
He loved it. And he's got the hat and the wings on his shoulders. And I mean, it's like dress-up day. It's like when the Merry Mailman visited my high school.
Right. It's like when you take over for the principal for the day.
Yeah. It's like, hey, there's John Travolta pretending to be an airline pilot, but evidently he really is. But do you really want to get on a plane to Australia with John Travolta flying it?
No.
I don't either. And Oprah announces that she's going to go with her fans to Australia on this plane, and they're going to go visit the Down Under. And these women went berserk, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, they said there was going to be some major announcement. So the announcement was they're traveling with Oprah to
Australia. And it's like, hey. The only reason Oprah's doing it is she can get a bunch of shows out of it. I don't know why the rest of them are all excited. They're going to be sitting there, on a plane.
Well, they're with Oprah.
Yeah, they're with Oprah. They'll be with Oprah.
They'll be with Oprah every time there's a camera rolling.
Right.
The rest of the time they won't see her.
It was weird. The whole thing was bizarre. You got some clips of that? I don't know. What would you play from that? People would get bored. It's a good thing it's the last show, because from what I read, Oprah's ratings are going down, and it's probably a smart time to get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, it's also, she gets a year to sort of say, I'm going somewhere else.
Listen to these women.
It's our season
They go, but listen to when she announces Australia, and then she starts screaming, Australia, Australia, and these women get worked up into a frenzy. It's like watching Hitler, announce we're going to burn Jews. Everyone they get whipped into a frenzy.
So here's the deal. All summer long, I was racking my brain thinking, what could we do to top all those cheesesteaks? I don't know.
So meanwhile, now the women are starting to tear up because they know they're going to get a special gift from Oprah.
Something's going to happen. Oprah's going to give us something.
There are women weeping. Now, I'm not exaggerating. Watch the show. You've never seen anything like it. They're crying. Their lives must be so shitty.
Thank you.
Yeah. They were crying.
We're all superstars.
Yeah, one woman was...
How did you get lucky enough to be in the audience that day?
They were all super fans.
Ah.
Yeah.
And you wonder why they're crying.
Maybe
they're
our last show's December what? Maybe we should have just our super fans down here with us, and I'll announce some bullshit thing.
You're going to Australia with them?
JD, wasn't it amazing?
Oh, my God. These women were just crying. They were jumping up and down. They were shaking.
One woman was shaking, and one woman started like almost biting on the carpet. I mean, you never saw anything like it.
It was just like, it was madness.
It was madness. It was Oprah madness.
Wow.
It was Oprah fever for the first show.
And that was just because Oprah walked out onto the stage.
Yeah. Well, listen
This is before she gave
This is her announcing Australia.
Okay.
And then she says Australia over and over again. I wanted to kick my TV in, except I paid too much money for it.
Should we go to Philly again? I don't know.
They like that.
They could even go to Philly. That would make
Maybe we should all go to New York City. I don't know.
Listen to them. And these women are all in their at least 50s. I mean, it's disturbing. And they love Oprah. And it's like I don't think they have husbands. Most of them look like...
I think most of these women have husbands.
You do? Most of them look like men. It's really odd. I don't know what happens when women get older, but they have to cut their hair short and put it in a little bob.
Right.
And they start to look like guys. It's like there's no way any guy's fucking them, though. Maybe they're married, but some guy's just sitting there miserable.
You're imagining a life I don't put anything into. But
you know,
go ahead with it.
At a certain age of women, the testosterone starts to win. All of a sudden, all the fucking, whatever the estrogen is, it dries up and then the testosterone kicks in. I'm telling you. I think some of these women need to be tested.
They've turned into men.
Men.
Then I got to thinking, I love New York. But then again, everybody's so busy. I know. Yeah.
Oh,
What is that accent?
I know, she's gotten very peculiar. I was like, wow, I haven't checked in on this show in a while.
And I don't really have any business in Philadelphia or New York or L.A. And then I thought, gee, maybe I ought to think bigger.
You want a TV show, you're going to have to do this kind of shit. I know you want one. Remember you shot that pilot? You didn't do this. I told you to do this. Let me hear you do that.
Then I started to think bigger.
You're going to be a real asshole. You're too normal. I told you about that with TV. I'm trying to teach you. You got to get a shtick.
Oh, my God. You can't even
But you're not seeing
that.
it. You're not even seeing this. The women were going, some of them were like stomping on the ground, like they're out of their minds over this. Anything she says. I realize I'm a failure. My audience does not treat me like this.
Because after all, this really is my 25th season. And this is really my last chance to do something really big.
John Travolta's going to fly you on a plane.
Wait a minute. And if you want to do something big, you would want to take along your ultimate viewer.
Right? I mean, it's like, wow.
What did they do to these people?
I don't know.
Because she hasn't really said anything yet.
They're like that mob in Resident Evil.
I started to think about where would I most want to go.
The zoo?
Maybe I should take all of you with me to the other side of the world.
I thought she was going to schlep them to Africa.
No, I thought she was going to say to hell.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Where we
But wait, and then she says Australia, and I'm like, ugh, what a horrible thing to get on a plane.
Other side of the world.
We're going to get gender reassignment surgery. They wheeled a plane out onto the stage, and then John Travolta gets out of the plane in his captain's uniform.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought Kong was going to come out. I bring you Kong, the 8th wonder of the world. Kept screaming, we're going to Australia.
This is crazy.
And it's going on. I wanted to jump out a window. Audience members are stabbing themselves. And I turned to Beth, I said, no wonder these fucking Islamic terrorists hate us. Look at this. Even I hate us right now.
We are going to Australia! We are going to...
Oh, he cut it off. She wasn't done.
No, she's still saying Australia.
Yeah. And then Travolta walks out in his pilot's uniform, and he's screaming, you know. He just stands there. He's like Oprah's best friend. He's like the male Gayle King.
But you know what? This reminds me of the Julia Roberts interview.
Oh,
where nothing is really said.
Nothing.
And they just congratulate on each other on being who they are.
Oh, yeah, you should hear. Here, I'll play the beginning when John Travolta and her are congratulating each other on being famous or something.
Thank you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's our season premiere, and we're on the Love Train today.
You're screaming and yelling.
My dear friend, John Travolta. John Travolta.
I mean... Maybe 20 years ago you would be screaming for John. I mean, you know, what is this?
Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta.
Right.
Yeah.
There is really, John, no one on earth I'd rather be with in this moment for you. And 25 years later, you still make my heart go pitter-patter. You do. It is with such pride and joy.
And he's just standing there.
Well, of
he doesn't
course.
say anything.
What are you supposed to say when this is going on?
Hey, keep your mouth shut. It's going well.
And deep, deep gratitude that we began our farewell season and that you were here to welcome me onto the stage.
Awesome.
To welcome me.
So then he said nothing. I mean, they talked for 3 seconds. I don't even know what he was doing there.
So, this is what's so great. Now, Johnny, you have been a great friend to me. I call him Johnny, I guess. You have been such a great friend to me and also to this show. So, you have been voted our favorite guest of all time.
I don't know how that audience isn't exhausted.
Yeah, I'm exhausted listening to them.
So let's take a look at
I don't know. He said nothing. He just sat down. Here's a guy, lost his son. His wife's pregnant. The Inquirer just said he was gay. I mean, what?
What's going on?
There's a lot to talk about. There's nothing. I don't get it. It was crazy. I was jealous, though. I want this kind of adoration.
Well, you didn't get it. Get Bobo in here.
Yeah, Bobo. That's the ticket. Where is that Bobo? I'm going to get Bobo and Marianne. They'll
there
scream.
You go. And they'll just... Marianne screams every morning.
Right. And I cut it off. I'm stupid. I realize now the secret to success is just having people scream.
When they hear your name.
Oh, my God. Paul Simon came in. That was the one redeeming. I love Paul Simon, and he came out and sang a song for Oprah. Unfortunately, it was some obscure thing he wrote for her 10 years ago. He actually wrote a song for her 10th anniversary or something. But he's such a talent. He looked like he was ready to run out of the room. I mean,
he was a frightened person.
He looked frightened. Looked like he saw a ghost. He's kind of pale, actually.
What kind of audience is this?
You know, Paul Simon's an older man now. He looks like he's ready to kick the bucket. And he walked out there. But I love Paul Simon. Now, there's a talent. You know, he was a surprise guest. Oprah started crying during the song because it was about her.
Even she cries when she hears about her.
Yeah, she can't even handle it.
Please read the prompter out loud. I always do. This is for you with love from your staff, your crew, and a legendary mystery guest. What am I reading? As you know, for our farewell season...
Notice Oprah's voice
What the heck? She's been screaming too much.
Yeah.
And we asked if you would please let us surprise you this year. And you agreed. Don Johnson was the first. Okay. The next surprise is waiting in the wings with one of your favorites.
They wheeled out Don Johnson. I don't know why.
Why?
Because when Oprah had her first... See, now I know everything. When Oprah had her first show, Don Johnson was all the rage. You know, it was Miami Vice was the big show on the air, and he was the hot guy. And when she went and syndicated her little local show, she wanted to get a big guest. And so they spent money trying to woo Don Johnson onto the show, and ultimately he turned them down. And so Oprah went and just interviewed regular people, and it turned out to be very good. And now Don Johnson walked out, Mr. America.
Who cares now?
He's still not shaving, too.
Oh, God.
And, but he seems to have put on some weight.
I was going to say, does that really still work for him?
No, he had an opportunity.
Pudgy face?
He had an opportunity to promote his new movie, Machete. I didn't know he was in Machete.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. You saw it?
I haven't seen it, but we were doing promotion, and I actually played a clip from him.
Okay. So that was the big surprise, Don Johnson. And she didn't even say anything to him. He just walked out and said hello, and that was it.
Well, this was the show to be on. No revelations. All you have to do is come and say hi.
Now the curtain goes up and Oprah sees it's Paul Simon. Listen to her. She's got to scream and act all excited.
It seemed like she was the only one that was excited.
I know. I
they didn't even know who he was.
Most of the people didn't know. They didn't have a clue.
Who is this surprise? Oprah, tell us, too.
Many years ago, I wrote a song for Oprah's 10th season, and I'd like to sing that again with a few lyrical changes to commemorate your farewell season here.
And Oprah started crying. But it was like being at Oprah's birthday party, and there was no content.
The whole show was basically how they got fans to be in the audience.
Yeah.
To see them.
Anyway, but I was mad at you because you made me watch it. Like like he goes, JD says quick. JD had somebody BBM me. They go, quick, get in front of the TV. You got to see Oprah's show. It's out of control.
It was. You would have hated yourself.
But that's why I have you, so I don't have to watch this shit.
Yeah, well, it's better if you see it and you know what's, whatever. Sorry. No, I'll not do that again.
Imagine when Oprah gets fed because she's so fat that she probably starts screaming and yelling at the food.
Yeah, the surprise is on her plate, probably get the same reaction.
I couldn't even scream like that. I'd be like, you know what, I need a voice. I'm a broadcaster. And imagine when Oprah sees a chocolate sundae. It must be like, you know. Paul Simon. And then I was like pissed because he wasn't doing one of his good songs. He was doing his Oprah song.
Look at how quiet everybody got because it's Oprah's song.
But they were smart. They played all Oprah clips behind him. So because if the women aren't seeing Oprah, they get upset.
Yeah.
It's all about Oprah.
You are walking down a crowded street through various shades of people. In the summer's harshest heat.
was about her 25th anniversary. She had 25 years. It was all very fun for Oprah. I was upset. Everything upset me about the show. I started screaming about John Travolta, and Beth sits there. She tames me like I'm a wild beast. You know, Beth is such a good person. She goes, honey, John Travolta just lost his son. Stop it. And then I go, oh, I feel like I'm a shitty person because I'm making fun of John Travolta. All right, I won't. Then I see Paul Simon. I go, what the fuck is this? He's singing some shitty song. We're going to sing some other... She goes, honey, I think it's a beautiful song. Very beautiful. I go, what is this? I'm trying to be angry here. Calming me down.